Kristen from Premier Fitness. Today we have a chest day workout planned. First off, you're going to want to grab some things so that you're able to do this workout. If you need one, and if you have one, a floor mat, like a yoga mat, we will be doing push-ups and a floor press. So you will be laying or resting against the floor for some of this workout. So if you need a mat, go ahead and grab that. You also need some kind of a weight. So if you have dumbbells, those are perfect. You could also use a gallon of water, just a regular water bottle. You could fill up a thermos you have with water. Even a book would work for one of our exercises we'll be doing, a heavy book. So whatever you have available to you, go ahead and grab that now. You do not have to have two weights of a matching size. I made this workout so that you don't have to have a matching weight in case it's too hard to find. If you do have the matching ones, you can go through and do the workout, both arms at the same time when we get to those movements if you'd like, but it doesn't matter, you don't have to. All right, so hopefully you have the weight and a mat available to you if you need that. We're gonna start with our warm-up now. So standing up, just have your arms out at your sides like this, palms facing away from you, and you're going to bring your hands together, just like this. All right, so our hands back, and together again. Now when you're at this part of the movement, try to tense your muscles right up through here, and then relax as your arms come back, and keep going like that. Don't hold it at this position for too long. Keep moving. Let's do that just a couple more times. All right, now we're going to do another one. So put your hands up on the back of your head, just like this. Make sure you're just resting your hands there. You don't want to push down on your head and strain your neck. You're just resting your hands there. Now you're going to push your elbows back just slightly and then forward again. So this is where my elbows naturally stop. Push it back a little bit further and move forward again. Make sure you're not holding it in either position for too long. You want to keep it moving, all right? So just like this, and keep moving. All right, do that a couple more times. All right, so I'll get my timer ready. Most of this workout will be timed. You'll hear 3 beeps at the end of every exercise or every rest that we have, so you'll know it's coming to an end, and so you can get ready to switch to the next one. And I also included a little bit of time so we can switch from one movement to the next one, so you don't have to rush or lose time on that exercise. So we're going to start by doing push-ups for 30 seconds. Then we'll switch to that floor press. Right arm 30 seconds, left arm 30 seconds, and we're going to repeat that 4 times, and then we'll go into our next 2 exercises after those ones. So first off, if you can't do regular push-ups, I'm going to show you some variations so that you're able to do this workout. So push-ups normally are up resting on your feet like this. You could also do them kneeling. So same exact thing, you just be resting on your knees instead. Now if you have a stable surface that's a little bit higher up off the ground, you can use that. So maybe your couch or the stairs, and you can do incline push-ups. So same as push-ups just like these, you'll be resting on your feet, but your hands will be resting higher up so it would be easier. And if you need an easier variation or you don't have that slightly raised surface available, you could also do push-ups up against the wall. So you'd have your feet spaced out a little bit away from the wall, probably about that much, but it's up to you. Find what's comfortable. I'd say about at least 2 feet away from the wall. Have your hands up against the wall, same width apart as if you're doing push-ups on the floor or that raised surface. You just go like that. And you can play around with the placement of your hands to see what feels good and what hits where you need it to. All right, so whatever variation you need to do, go ahead and get ready for that one. I'll get our timer ready. We'll start by doing 30 seconds of whatever variation of push-ups you're doing, and then we'll go right to that floor press. So we'll have a couple seconds in between, and then you'll lay down with your back on the floor and your weight in your right hand to start. Right now, let's get ready for those push-ups, all right? So 30 seconds. Get ready. And begin. So come down and push back up. I come down so my arms can make just about a 90-degree angle, so a right angle, just like this, like the corner of a square. So come down and push back up. You want to make sure the rest of your body is pretty straight. Make sure you're not dipping your back too much or raising it up too much either. All right, now I'll face this way to begin with, so you can see. So you lay flat on the floor, try to keep your back pretty flat. Your legs are bent. You want to have your feet spread out just a little bit so you have more stability during this. Starting with that right arm, you're going to come up and bring it down so it barely taps against the floor and push it back up again. And again, that inside of your elbow should be forming that right angle, a 90-degree angle, when you're at the bottom of this movement. And your other arm can just rest wherever. So now switch immediately to the left side. Same thing, try to keep your back pretty flat. Keep your feet in place. Your other arm can rest wherever. I find it comfortable to rest down on my stomach. Bring your arms down slowly, tap the floor just barely, and push back up. Try to keep it right about in this line, right here. You don't want to have it over here like this or up too high. You don't want to injure your shoulder. All right, set that weight down. We've got a 30-second rest, and then we're going to repeat that 3 more times. So we're going to do the push-ups, then we're going to do 4 press on the right arm, 4 press on the left arm, and another rest, and we'll just repeat like that for a bit. And you can relax during these rests, sit down, stand up if you want, drink your water, just get comfortable. You don't have to worry about keeping in motion. Let's get ready to start those push-ups for now. All right, and begin. So whatever variation you're doing, start those. And if you get too tired or feel like your form isn't doing great, you can switch to an easier variation, even if you've already started with a different one. About 10 seconds. And make sure you're breathing. Try to breathe in as you're coming down and breathe out as you're pushing up. All right, grab your weight, get ready for that floor press. You turn this up a little bit. So I'm just turning at a different angle so you can see the movement of my arms a little better. The same thing as before. And you may have to adjust your feet. It may help if your arms out to the side a little more. Try to keep you balanced because you only want that right side moving right now. Try to keep the rest of your body nice and still. Back flat on the floor. And switch to the left side. Begin right away. Make sure you're breathing during this movement as well. So breathe in as you're letting the weight down towards the floor. And breathe out as you're pushing it up away from you. So breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, that's our rest. So you can sit up, make sure you set the weight down gently. We got just over 20 seconds left of our rest before we repeat that 2 more times. You can drink your water or just sit and relax. All right, so we got 10 more seconds. Get ready to start those push-ups again. I'll turn at this angle this time so you can kind of see how my back is during these kneeling ones. And begin. So you want the rest of your body to be pretty straight. You want to make sure you're not going like this. You want to make sure you're not letting your back just drop down like that. And if you need to adjust the placement of your knees or your feet or your hands during this, of course, go ahead and do that. Try to keep your back nice and straight. And stop. All right, grab that weight, get ready for those 4 presses again, starting with the right hand side, and begin. If you have your feet closer together, you may find that you're more stable with them spread out just a little bit more. Make sure you're keeping that back flat on the floor. Keep reminding yourself of that as we're doing the movement. Breathe in as you're letting the weight down. Breathe out as you're pushing up. And switch to the left side. Begin right away. Your body may move and sway towards the weight as it's going down just a little bit. That's fine as long as you minimize that movement as much as possible. Make sure you're not just letting the weight pull you up like that. You shouldn't have any dramatic movements. All right, gently set that weight down. And we have one more round of that. Turn this up just a little bit since we have our standing workouts next after this. So we got about 12 seconds. We'll do push-ups and then we'll do floor press one more time. Then we'll get a little bit of a longer rest and I'll show you the other two workouts that we'll be doing. Let's get ready for those push-ups right now. And begin. All right, so if you're getting tired by this point, definitely switch to an easier variation if you need to. That way you're able to keep going through the workout. You don't have to stop entirely, but you also don't have to compromise on your form. You always want to make sure you're using good form. And if you're already at the easiest variation, you can go ahead and just take a little bit more rest. All right, stop. Get ready for that floor press. And begin, starting with that right arm. If you need to adjust your feet or anything, go ahead and do that. Again, make sure you're breathing. Back flat on the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Make sure you're not quite locking your arm at the top of this movement. Have that very slight bend in your arm. Switch to the left and begin. Keep breathing. Try to keep your back flat on the floor. Make sure you're not resting your arm on the floor like that. You want to just lightly tap the floor and back up. All right, set that weight down. Let me hit pause on this so I can show you the other two workouts. So we're gonna stand back up. If you'd like to grab your weight first, go ahead and do that. We'll be doing chest flies on the right side, then the left side, and then we're going to be doing a press. All right, so starting with those chest flies, on the right side, you can keep resting. I'm just gonna show you real quick. You'll have a slight bend in your arm, with your arm down at your side, bring it up to your shoulder, let it down nice and slow. We'll do that for about 30 seconds. On the right arm, same thing. On the left arm. And then we're going to go into a press. We're gonna switch it up. We're gonna do different kinds of presses. So we have a Sven press we'll be doing, where the weight is in between your hands like this, and you're kind of pushing in on the weight. Starting with your fingertips facing away from you, weight against your chest. You're gonna push away from you and come back in. Just like this. And the other one we will be doing is an overhead press. So you'll have the weight about the same spot, but kind of resting on top of your hands, so your hands are under it. You may want to hold on to it a little more. Starting the same, but your fingertips are now facing up, and you're just going to push it up overhead. Step back to make sure it's in frame so you can see what I'm doing. And you might want to lean your head back just slightly for that one. So just like this. All right? Let me hit play on this. So first we're going to start chest flies on the right arm, chest flies on the left arm, and then we're going to do that Sven press, that one where you're pushing away from you, like this. All right? So we got 5 seconds before we start, go ahead and grab your weight, get ready. You'll be in that right hand for the flies. And begin. So slight bend in your right arm. Other one can just rest wherever's comfortable. Bring it up to about shoulder level. Let it down nice and slow. Make sure you're not changing the angle of that bend in your arm as you're going through this movement. So you're not bringing it up like this. It's not a curl. You're focusing more on the muscles up in here. And you're keeping it pretty close to your body as well. All right, get ready to switch to that left side. And begin on the left side. So I'll turn to the side so you can see what I mean by how close it is to your body. You're keeping it pretty close to you. You want to make sure that it's not out like this. You want to have it right up against you. Come up to about shoulder level, hold it briefly, and let it down nice and slow. Just like this. Come up, hold, let it down. Up, hold, and let it down back to your side. All right? Now we're going to switch to that press. We're going to start with that Sven press that I showed you. And begin. So weight in between your hands. So you're pressing on the weight, fingertips away from you, and just push out. Just like this. So you can breathe in if the weight's coming towards you, and breathe out as you're pushing away from you. Make sure the rest of your body is nice and stable. You're not moving, you're not swaying back and forth any. All right, you can set that weight down if you would like. We have 25 seconds of the rest left. And then we're going to repeat that 2 more times. This next time we're going to be doing that overhead press instead. But we'll still be starting with those chest flies, right arm and left arm. All right, about 5 seconds, so get ready to start. Grab your weight, stand up. Starting with that right hand, and begin. And the placement of your legs isn't super important for this. You do want them a little bit further apart so that you're stable, but not so far apart that you're hitting up against your leg as the weight's coming down. Make sure you're breathing through this one too. So breathe in as the weight's coming down. Breathe out as it's coming up. So breathe in and breathe out. All right, switch to that left side. Get ready to start. And begin on the left. Same foot placement as before, same breathing as before. So you want to breathe out as you're bringing the weight up, and breathe in as you're letting the weight back down. And try to make sure you're using nice controlled movements. You want to let the weight down slowly, don't just let it drop. And you want to make sure you're not coming up too high either. You don't want to just go through the movement like this. That's not effective and it's more likely to injure you. So we want to move nice, slowly and controlled. So now, overhead press. Similar to the ones before, but your fingertips are now facing up and you're pushing up over your head. Also pretty close to your body. You might need to lean your head back just slightly so that the weight won't hit your face. Let it down slow. Push up. Breathe in as the weight's coming down. Breathe out as you're pushing it up above your head. And again, the rest of your body should be nice and stable. All right, set that weight down. We've got a 30-second rest, 25 seconds of it left. We're going to do that one more time, and then I'm going to walk us through a cool down, and that's it for the workout. And I'm also going to show you how to use the other weight. If you haven't seen me do it before, if you're unfamiliar, it's the exact same as using the dumbbells, but I'll be using that for the press this time. All right, so starting with those flies on the right-hand side. This is our last round, so try to make sure you're still using nice controlled movement, proper form, and hold it briefly at the top right here if you're able to. Just like this, and down slow. It doesn't matter where your other arm is resting. I just find it comfortable resting on my back. All right, switch to that left side. Get ready to start. And begin. Make sure you're breathing. So breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice and controlled movement. Keep that same angle of the bending your arm. Make sure you're not changing that. Almost done with these. We have one more round where we're going to do the press. All right, switch weights if you need to. Get ready for that press. So now, this side press, normally you'd want to have your hands right up here. If the weight's too slippery, you can rest your finger kind of under it to keep it in place. Just push away from you. Fingertips facing away from you. Make sure you're breathing. So breathe out when you push away. Breathe in as the weight's coming back in towards you. All right, set that weight down. Let me turn this timer off so it doesn't keep going. Put this off to the side. And we're going to do a cool down. So we're going to start with the same movement from the warm up, that press. So you'll have your hands out at your sides like this, palms facing away from you. Just bring your hands together, try to tense those muscles, and then relax. Now since it's the end of our workout, you can hold it here if you'd like, or like you're stretching a little more statically. So hold it in place, and then go ahead and move. Let's do that 2 more times. And then we're going to do that chest opening stretch with your hands resting on your head. All right? So hands resting on the back of your head like this. And you're just going to push your elbows back, hold it there briefly, and then let them come forward again. All right? So let's do that 5 times. So hands just resting gently on the back of your head. Push those elbows back, hold it, and bring them forward. All right? Let's do that 4 more times. Two more. Last one. All right, we're going to do a cross-body arm stretch now. So you're just going to extend your arm out in front of you, starting with the right arm, bring it across your body like this, and use your left hand to just very gently pull your right arm back. So you'll see right here is about where my right arm naturally stops. I'm just going to pull it back a little bit with my left arm. Don't force it, you don't want to hurt yourself, you just want to deepen that stretch a little bit. So if you can't pull your arm back further than me, or as far as I can, that's fine. Just however far you comfortably can. Then slowly release it. Let your arms drop down to your sides, let your muscles loosen up, and then do the same with your left arm. So left arm crossed, and pull back gently, and just hold it there. If you're not sure how long to hold it there, you can take a nice slow deep breath, and then release your arm once you've released your breath. All right, so let's do that 1 more time with each arm. Do that right arm. All right, and left arm. All right, that's it for our cool down. So that's it for our workout. If you want to do more of those stretches of that cool down, feel free, go ahead, keep doing them. So that way you can finish up your cool down if you need a little more time. You can keep doing those exercises. You don't have to stop right now if you don't feel like it's enough for you. If you like this video or want to see any other videos we have for our live workouts, you can look at our Facebook page, like us on Facebook at the Ashtabula County Medical Center, and check out old videos we've done, even rewatch this one if you want to see it again later. So thank you for watching, and I hope you liked it.